Okay, so today we're diving into something pretty special. It's called the Heart Sutra, and it's one of the most powerful and maybe one of the most confusing texts in all of Buddhism. The crazy thing is, you can read it in like a minute, but its message, whoa, it's huge. It gets right to the heart of a problem we all face, suffering, and it gives us this wild, radical way to get past it for good.
Right from the very first line, the sutra makes this absolutely incredible promise. It tells us about this figure, Avalokiteśvara, who is practicing this profound wisdom, right? And in doing so, they saw something that allowed them to overcome all suffering. Think about that. Not just a little bit of suffering, not just having a better day, all of it. And this isn't just some dusty old story. It's meant to be a direct instruction manual for you and me.
So, the big question is, how? How is that even possible? Well, that's what the rest of the sutra is all about. It's basically a step-by-step guide. It unpacks this massive insight piece by piece. It's like a roadmap, showing us exactly what Avalokiteśvara saw, so that maybe, just maybe, we can see it too. And the destination on that map? A life without all that struggle and distress.
Now, you might think this journey starts by looking out at the world, but it doesn't. It starts by looking inward. The sutra tells us, hey, you need to take a really close look at the one thing you take for granted, yourself. I mean, what even is this I that's feeling all the pain and suffering? And the answer starts with this incredibly famous and honestly very misunderstood line: form is emptiness.
Okay, to make this whole investigation a bit more concrete, Buddhism breaks down what we call our self into 5 pieces. They call them the 5 aggregates. So first, you've got your physical body, right? That's form. Then you've got your feelings and sensations, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. After that comes perception, which is how you label things. Tree, car, good, bad. Then there are your mental formations, all your thoughts, your habits, your intentions. And finally, there's just basic consciousness, the raw awareness of all that stuff happening. And that whole bundle, well, that's what we point to and call me.
And here we get to the absolute heart of the sutra. It says that our form, our body, is empty. Now hold on, because this is the #1 thing people get wrong. Emptiness does not mean nothingness. It's not saying you don't exist. It means being empty of a solid, separate, unchanging, independent self. That's the key.
Here's a great way to think about it. Picture a wave in the ocean. It's got a definite shape, right? You can see it, you can point to it, you can surf on it, but could you ever take just the wave out of the ocean and put it in a bucket? Of course not. Why? Because the wave is just the ocean waving. It has a form, but it's totally empty of any separate, independent existence. It's made of ocean. And that's exactly what the sutra is saying about our bodies.
And guess what? It's not just our bodies. The sutra says, hey, all that other stuff we talked about, your feelings, your perceptions, your thoughts, even your consciousness, they're just like that too. They pop up, they change, they fade away. They're all just more waves on this big ocean of being. They're just patterns of activity. But there's no solid, unchanging thing at the center of it all. There's no permanent me hiding behind the curtain.
So once you see this about yourself, the insight starts to, well, it zooms out. It expands from your own inner world to cover literally everything. I mean, if the bits and pieces that make up you are empty, then it stands to reason that all other things, every single object, every idea, every experience, are also empty of some fixed, separate core. And when you really get that, it changes everything about how you see the world.
And when we start to see this universal emptiness, all those rigid boxes we put everything in, they just start to melt away. Good, bad, pure, impure, beginning, end. The sutra says things aren't really born or destroyed. They just change form. They aren't actually clean or dirty. Those are just labels we stick on them. The whole universe isn't adding or subtracting anything. It's just this constant flowing dance.
Okay, and then the sutra does something really wild. It just starts tearing down our entire reality, concept by concept. It's like a wrecking ball of wisdom. From this ultimate point of view, it says there is no separate form, no sensation, no perception. There's no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no color, no sound, no smell. It keeps going. No suffering, no cause of suffering, no end to it, not even a path to end it. Now that sounds crazy, right? It's not saying you don't feel pain. It's saying that the concepts we use to label our reality aren't as solid and real as we think they are.
So, after all that, tearing everything down, what are we left with? If nothing's solid, if everything is empty, what's the point? Well, the sutra gives us a very, very clear answer. The point is freedom, a mind that's completely open, completely without blockage or hindrance.
And it lays out this beautiful chain of liberation. It's super logical. Step 1, you rely on this wisdom of emptiness. Step 2, because of that, your mind has no more obstacles, no more hindrances. Step 3, and if your mind has no hindrances, you have no fear. I mean, think about it. What are you afraid of losing if you realize nothing was ever a separate, solid thing that you could have in the first place? And that state of fearlessness, that's the doorway to what they call nirvana, to ultimate unshakable peace.
And then, as a kind of grand finale, the sutra takes this entire, massive, profound teaching, this whole journey we've been on from suffering to freedom, and condenses it all down into a single, powerful vibration, a mantra, the great luminous mantra.
Now, the sutra describes this mantra as the ultimate soundbite of wisdom. It's not some magic spell, abracadabra. It's meant to be the sound of truth itself. They call it luminous because it lights up your mind. It's unsurpassable because there's no higher truth. And it says it can remove all suffering because chanting it is like vibrating with the very insight that cuts suffering right at the root.
So what is it? Here it is. Gate gate paragate parasangate bodhi swaha. A rough translation is something like, gone, gone, gone beyond, completely gone beyond, enlightenment, so be it. It's basically the entire path, the whole journey, captured in just a few words.
So let's bring all of this ancient wisdom right back here, to this very moment. The big takeaway from the Heart Sutra is that our suffering comes from clinging, right? From grabbing onto our bodies, our feelings, our ideas, as if they're permanent and solid. So if you can start to see them more like waves, always changing, always connected to everything else, the final question is for you. What's one thing, one belief, one fear, one part of your idea of yourself that you could just loosen your grip on, even a tiny bit today?